Happy Thursday, everyone. This is Pastor Matt. Welcome to today's Sermon Overtime video. If you haven't caught last Sunday's sermon yet, and last Tuesday's Sermon Overtime video, be sure to watch those first before watching this one, so this one makes sense to you. But if you are all caught up, then grab a pen and let's dig into the remaining characteristics of Mr. Right. Number 7 of which is this: Mr. Right is a man of obvious integrity. A man of obvious integrity. He's someone who is honest to the core. And that's something that shows up in every area of his life. He doesn't tell lies to get ahead at work or at school. When he plays sports or other games, he doesn't cheat. If he ever is caught cheating or lying, he fesses up and admits his fault. He doesn't argue and try to cover it up and add to the problem. Mr. Right is honest to the core. Number 8, he'll also be someone who is able to lead boldly. Someone who is able to lead boldly. Which, understand that's not to say he has to have been the quarterback in college or the class president in high school, but he is a guy who can think for himself, weigh options, and make wise decisions. And when he does make mistakes, he learns from them. He's someone who can lead boldly, but with the humility we talked about last Sunday. When he leads, his leadership isn't selfish or domineering. Instead, it's a leadership much like Jesus, where it's marked by an attitude of servanthood. It's a leadership that knows when to lead to serve others and when to follow and submit to someone else's leadership of him. Mr. Right will be able to lead boldly with humility. Speaking of which, number 9, Mr. Right will have the ability to love sacrificially. He'll have a self-sacrificial side to him, which is something he'll show in subtle ways. Like at the end of an evening with friends, he'll be quick to get up and start assisting with the cleanup, instead of sitting on his bottom waiting for everyone else to clean up. As he's going about his day, he'll treat people with dignity and compassion and love, from the barista at Starbucks to the homeless guy on the street, to the people that walk into a building behind him. He'll hold the door for them with a full arm. Basically, he's someone who can deny himself of something to help another person. Someone who can love sacrificially. Really, number 10, Mr. Right isn't afraid to love. He isn't afraid to say, "I love you," to his wife. He isn't afraid to let her know she means something to him. He isn't afraid to show her affection. Now, obviously not every guy will do that exactly the same way. Some guys are more macho than others and such. But the point is this: Mr. Right won't be afraid of being real and authentic. He won't be afraid of showing any emotion at all, even when it's totally natural and appropriate to do so. I mean, even Jesus himself cried at the tomb of his friend. And Jesus is perfect, right? He is the standard for manliness. So the right guy won't be afraid to love. At least that's what I see from Scripture and God's definition of Mr. Right.